a Thai girl who was married to a Western man in the province of Krabi, which is maybe 100 miles from Phuket. She had a very vivid dream. She dreamt of an English girl who was very young, but her hair was in a big mess, her clothes were torn, and there were gashes and bruises all over her. And this girl, this English girl, announced that she was on holiday on Phi Phi Island and was caught in the tsunami and killed. The gashes were the wounds when she was thrown against all sorts of rubbish and trees and rocks by the forceful currents. And she said at that very moment, the soldiers, the Thai soldiers who helped her in that emergency, were carrying her body to a Buddhist temple which was acting as the morgue, and were laying her down right then. And she said her mother in London was trying desperately to contact her on a mobile phone, but could not get through for obvious reasons. Her mother knew about the tsunami, knew that her daughter was on Phi Phi Island, feared the worst, but could get no confirmation either way. And the girl, the ghost, told her, "I don't want my mother to see me like this. Please, please, can you follow these instructions? Go to that temple. This is the address, this is the name of it. You'll find my body there just as you see me now. This is my name. And arrange a Buddhist cremation. I'm not Buddhist, I'm a Christian, but I want a Buddhist funeral. And once my ashes are ready, then call my mother from England to collect them. Can you please do that for me?" And the girl in her dream didn't really know what to say, but the ghost gave her a series of numbers. And after hearing the numbers, she woke up. And she woke up her husband sleeping next to her. And she could remember the dream so vividly, in particular the numbers. And so the husband, who was from England, said, "That sounds like a London telephone number. Let's give it a try." And they did. A woman answered on the other end of the phone, who was a mother desperately seeking her daughter on Phi Phi Island. When she described the ghost who appeared in the dream, the mother started crying. It was her. The number was right. And she told the mother the instructions: "Please don't come straight away. Can you arrange to come in 2 or 3 days after the cremation is finished?" Together with her husband, they quickly went to Phuket, found the monastery, found the body exactly as she'd seen in the dream, arranged a very quick Buddhist cremation, and called the mother to come at that particular time when the cremation was over. They met at the airport, they hugged and cried, as you would expect. For the mother, it was closure. At least she knew about her little daughter who died and had the ashes. And they waved them off at the airport, and then they went home to Krabi. A couple of days later, she had another dream. This time, the same girl appeared, but this time her hair was immaculate. No bruises, no cuts, dressed in white, shining clothes, radiant, beautiful. And this girl said, "I've come to thank you so much for arranging the funeral and looking after my ashes and my mother. Thank you so much." And before this angel left, this is the story that Thai people love to hear, the part of the story. And it's true. The ghost gave her another series of numbers. Only this was not a telephone number. Thai girl knew exactly what to do, and she won. The ghost wanted to help and say thank you. The English people, even when they're ghosts, are very, very polite. And so this lady and her husband won quite a bit of money because they helped a ghost. Now that's a typical ghost story. A ghost which was not meaning to do any harm whatsoever, but only wanting some help, some compassion and kindness. They can't harm you. They just want your assistance, that's all. That's why that if ever you do experience some of these unseen beings, please, please, please don't feel afraid. They cannot harm you. They're coming there because they want some form of assistance in some way or other. And our jobs as Buddhists, or just as beings who are compassionate and kind, is saying, may all beings be happy and well, even the invisible beings like the ghosts. They are suffering, they need something, and it's our job as compassionate human beings with more power to help and serve them, so they're happy and well. We don't need to be afraid. And that way, that when we allow ghosts to take their part, in life, and we can do our duty towards them, not to run away and scream, but to say, welcome, what do you need, how can I help? That we are being kind, compassionate beings. And also, we are getting to understand about the laws of reincarnation, that sometimes when people die, we don't just disappear. We are reborn, and sometimes into a ghost realm for a short period of time. It's part of the nature of things. And I gave a talk last night about global warming and the Buddhist response to it. And part of the talk was pressing the point home, if only more people would believe in reincarnation, or rebirth if you wish, then that would be half the problem of global warming solved. If only Mr. Bush and Mr. Brown and even your Prime Minister, Mr. Blackburn, if only all of those could understand they're going to have to come back here, then how would George Bush sort of neglect global warming when he knows he's going to come back and have to deal with the consequences as a young child? When you're not just going to disappear from this planet, you're going to come back again. If you come back, you know you have to come back, you take better care of this planet. And so that's one of the reasons why I like telling these stories, to show that yes, reincarnation actually happens, it's a fact, it's been proved, the evidence is so strong. Anyone who wants to understand that evidence, you've got two ways of finding out the truth of rebirth. One is by going to read some books by, say, Professor Ian Stevenson, who wrote heaps and heaps of books about rebirth, a scientist from the University of Virginia, a professor of psychiatry, well respected in the academic world. But you know actually who sponsored his research? Because all research has to get a sponsor. And he found the most appropriate sponsor in the whole of the United States for his project on discovering whether boys or girls who spontaneously remembered memories of the past life, whether it's true or not. His research on reincarnation was sponsored by Xerox. The people who make photocopies, reproductions on paper, were the ones who sponsored the reproductions of human beings. That's what reincarnation is, you get Xerox, sort of. And that's actually true. They were the company who sponsored reincarnation research. It was appropriate. But anyhow, the other way of proving that rebirth is actual fact is dying. And then you'll know for sure that reincarnation happens. But also by understanding the existence of ghosts, and understanding the existence of even devas as well, because they're not just ghosts, there's also heavenly beings as well. And it's the heavenly beings' supernatural stories which I think is perhaps even more inspiring, because people know about ghosts and they're a bit scary. But when you get higher beings, you get higher actions, beautiful actions, wonderful actions. Now devas are harder for human beings to see, but they do exist and they do help out. And over the years I have many deva stories, which personal experiences, or experiences from people I know, sort of as good friends. And they're very, very inspiring. The most inspiring of those Deva stories, and again